15-1 during the regular season. They, of course, made it to the Super Bowl. They lost some pieces. I think the whole Josh Norman deal surprised a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
That they literally let him walk out the door. What is the major storyline? What's the biggest storyline going into next season you're looking at in terms of the Panthers?
The biggest storyline is Kelvin Benjamin. With what they did last year, the amazing season they had, especially on the offensive side of the ball, Tiffany just touched on it. Now you get a guy back that put up 73 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 9 TDs. Now, I need people to understand this. He did this as a rookie, a very young player. Now, 3 years later, he's a little bit more mature. He's coming off an injury. And I will tell you, for a guy who tore his ACL, I came back faster and stronger. He's young enough to reboot and be more explosive than ever. This is a guy with one of the biggest catch radiuses in football. So with what Cam Newton was able to do with Olsen, with Ted Ginn, with Cotry, with these receivers that everybody said were just average individuals. I wouldn't say that because I love my receivers.
Olsen's not average, but I know what you mean by the receivers,
yeah.
Sure.
Now you add this guy who is a bona fide star. Now imagine the type of firepower this offense will be playing with if he can stay healthy. This is a guy I'll be watching for the rest of the summer, especially going in training camp to see just how physically capable he is to handle the season.
Nate, you're correct. But this game is all about whether you can stop the other team from scoring points. And Josh Norman did a heck of a job last year at stopping opposing quarterbacks and receivers. I mean, you talk about 7 turnovers he created just by himself. You talk about 4 interceptions and 3 forced fumbles. 7 times that the ball changed possession, it went the other way. And not only on the field, but the bravado, the swag he brought to that defense. I'm not saying this defense is still not going to be pretty good. They have some of the best middle linebackers and best linebackers in this game. But Josh Norman, you can't overlook the fact that he won't be there.
Right.
This guy totally locked down half of the field. So, to me, Josh Norman is the storyline I'll be looking for.
It's a great storyline, Mike, but I will say this. I'm a big fan of Josh Norman. I feel like he should have been crowned as the best or one of the best cornerbacks in the game. But some will argue that this offense and defense are built off of systems. And they are system guys. Regardless of how talented they are, you can plug and play anybody. So I think also a storyline with Josh leaving is who's going to replace him and can he thrive in the system that they have in place already.
And they drafted some young corners. It really is interesting to see the different values that franchises place on certain players. They rescinded the franchise tag.
That's crazy.
They thought he was a product of the system.
I've never heard of that, man. That's crazy.
Well, Redskins were definitely willing to pay him. That's going to be an interesting storyline to watch.